Hello, friends. Nature is full of surprises, and it sometimes creates animals so rare that they come around only once in 1,000 years. The unfavorable ecological environment is just as unsafe for sharks as it is for humans. For the largest predators, this comes with various anomalies. Encountering a shark with congenital defects of the skeleton or internal organs is no sensation, and is theoretically quite possible. However, sharks with various mutations frighten people, so the media keeps a close eye on these events. This is exactly what happened in July of 2021. A Mexican fisherman caught an oceanic white-tipped shark in the Gulf of California near Jacques Cousteau Island in the Sea of Cortez. The fishing was done legally by the fisherman Enrique Lucero Leon. The man never thought his face would someday grace the covers of worldwide publications, such as the Daily News or Nature. The shark turned out to be female and pregnant. Enrique cut open her belly and extracted 9 embryos, while one was white and had a deformed tail and just one eye. The Cyclops shark was 56 centimeters long, and instead of 2 healthy eyes, it had one functioning eye positioned on its forehead, a characteristic of a chromosome mutation called cyclopia. The diameter of the only eye was 2.6 centimeters. Cyclopia is a rare condition, which occurs in other animal species as well, and even in humans, though the eye doesn't usually function. Some of the rare animals come about as a result of fetal mutation during gestation, as we saw in the example with the Cyclops shark, or fall victims to disease. What color are alligators? They most certainly aren't white. Or are they? Snow White the alligator is the rarest animal, 1 in 1 million. This unique creature lives in a theme park with many reptiles. They have proper conditions set up for albinos. Specifically, they live in a darkened terrarium. It is virtually impossible to find such a crocodile out in the wild, as it's incredibly vulnerable to other predators, and since it cannot hunt due to its unusual coloring. The female has been living at the reserve for over 10 years. It weighs 50 kilograms and reaches 3 meters in length, and has all the characteristics of albinism: milky white skin and red eyes. As we all know, albinism means having a reduced number of pigment cells, which causes the animal to be of a natural white color instead of the typical color of its species. Have you ever seen mutant lobsters? On the shores of Canada, fishermen came across an unusual lobster of a very rare yellow color. This crustacean was over 10 years old, and the change in color was caused by a genetic mutation. Experts estimate the probability of the yellow lobster being able to reproduce at 1 in 10 million. It's worth noting that this isn't the first specimen of an unusual lobster caught by fishermen on the coast of Canada. For example, a rare 2-colored lobster was caught near the Scottish shore. One half of the shell and one claw were of an ordinary grayish-green color, and the other was bright orange-red. Luckily, it didn't make it to anyone's table and instead was taken to a research institute in Scotland. And this unusual chimera cat became very popular on social media. Scientists assume that the unusual color is due to a genetic mutation called chimismo. This mutation often occurs when 2 embryos merge into one before birth. Venus the cat is virtually the only representative of the animal kingdom with a mutation like this, which occurred in a natural environment. Scientists have only been able to breed such special animals in laboratory conditions using rats, but this cat was the first one to do so out in the real world. Incredible events occurred in an Australian zoo, where a rare white koala was born. This coloring is explained by the animal having a recessive gene inherited from the mother. Although koalas' coats vary in color from gray to brown, white koalas are very rare in nature because a color like this attracts predators, and so those who differ from their kin don't live long. According to Rose Budd, the head of the Medical Center for Wild Animals, this case is not one of albinism. In veterinary medicine, it's described using the term silver gene. Animals with this gene are born with white or light fur. As the animal gets older, this fur falls out like baby teeth and is replaced by fur of the regular color, like in all other animals of the same species. It's a known fact that most grasshoppers are unsurpassed in their camouflaging skills. They blend in with the foliage and other surfaces thanks to their color. Grasshoppers belong to a suborder of the Orthoptera insects, Ensiphera. But the feature that separates them from other members of the suborder is the lack of their need to hide. They don't use burrows in the ground or trees, but live on plants out in the open, and their coloring makes them invisible to predators. But once in a while, you can come across grasshoppers of a bright pink color. Scientists can't explain how they manage to survive out in the wild. Most sightings of the pink grasshoppers happen in Great Britain, and it's always the meadow grasshopper. Not long ago, an insect of an unusual color was spotted by a wildlife photographer named Richard Taylor Jones. A pink meadow grasshopper was hiding in the reeds by a small lake in the British county of Suffolk. The unusual color is the result of erythrism, a genetic mutation which is characterized by a disorder in the pigmentation of the outer layers, resulting in red, orange, or pink coloring. It can be caused by either excess amounts of red pigment or a lack of black pigment. There aren't many animals with the wrong color skin out in the world, and the vast majority are all juvenile individuals. Surviving and making it to adult age is difficult for them, as they are the first ones to be spotted by predators. There is so much to wildlife that hasn't been studied yet. Perhaps there are animals which humans haven't even seen yet. It would definitely be interesting to learn how hybrid albinos would look, for example. Perhaps there's a completely white eagle dog or a snake cat somewhere out there, although it's a little hard to believe. But thanks to Photoshop, we can get an idea of what these animals could look like. Now, let's get back to the incredible animals that got caught on camera. As it turns out, dolphins can also be pink. And not just the river ones that live in the Amazon River, but regular sea dolphins too. A unique pink dolphin was spotted in the state of Louisiana, USA. Scientists reported earlier that this rare species of dolphins turns pink when expressing emotions, when they feel angry, sad, or even shy. The change of color in albinos is caused by blood vessels and thin skin, which make the dolphin blush like a human. Scientists also note that very little is known about albino dolphins due to their extreme rarity. What does everything on our planet begin with? With microbes, of course. Microbial life is incredibly resilient. It develops in boiling mountain springs, dry deserts, polar ice, kilometers above and below the Earth's surface. Even though scientists are trying to find microbes out of our solar system, impressive progress in the study of life's extreme adaptability is coming from below the surface of our planet. Inside the lithosphere, deep below the ocean depths, the food chain begins with radioactive decay. Very peculiar organisms with an incredible low level of metabolism live at the depth of about 2,500 meters below the ocean floor. They divide so slowly that the speed of their metabolism is hard to measure. However, they aren't animals. They're unicellular organisms. Due to their extremely slow metabolism, some life forms from the depths of the lithosphere can divide as rarely as once every 1,000 years. And that's all for today, friends. Were there any animals featured in today's episode that you haven't heard of before? Let us know in the comments below the video. Hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.